My name's Danny Diliberto, founder of Ladles of Love. It was founded back in 2014. Communities we work with are all over the peninsula, and we're working with 138 beneficiaries now. We've grown exponentially. We've been able to do that because of all the kindness that we have experienced from individuals and corporates such as Interbet, who just want to be part of the change.
Race 7 on the card is the headliner, the 600,000 Rand KwaZulu-Natal Breeders' Mile over 1,600 metres. We're on the turf for race 7. We have one rerun, number 7 Bold Act, when running 4th at Hollywoodbets Greyville on the 11th of June, and then an interview with Peter Muscat.
Horses could get into the race. Marina's got it all to do. Past the 300, Quintus Lies taken on by Mount Laurel. Homely Girl runs a big race. Then comes Supreme Quest. They followed by Ecstatic Green. Bold Act 150 out. Lots of good chances. Supreme Quest. Homely Girl runs big towards the outside. Homely Girl finishing strongly with Ecstatic Green. Homely Girl beats Ecstatic Green. Third goes to Supreme Quest, and then came Bold Act in fourth.
Well, we're going into a little bit of unknown territory with him, stepping up to a mile. He has run second twice over 1,400, and he's a big, long striding horse. He has been obviously most effective over 1,200, but he's always given the impression that the step up in trip will suit. He's very well handicapped in the race. He's very well in himself. And if the experiment at a mile works, he is the horse to beat.
If the experiment works, he's the horse to beat. And they've taken the blinkers off him. He's raced pretty much throughout his life with blinkers. Obviously going the 1,600 for the first time, the blinkers come off. He's always given me the impression, Warren, that he could handle a mile. As Peter mentioned there, I was doing a bit of research. He's twice run second over 1,400 metres. The only 2 times that he ran over 1,400 metres, he ran second. They weren't great seconds, but he ran second nonetheless. He's waited to win this. He's the best horse in the race, but he has untried over the trip. If Nexus had stronger form coming into the race, he's just been so out of sorts for such a long time, then I would have made Nexus a real threat. Piers Stratham driving all the way down to Durban for this one ride. The cheek pieces come off, the blinkers go on Nexus. He clearly has the ability. He's a 7-time winner and poses a real threat to Battle Force in terms of class and past performances. But I'm not going to look past Battle Force. I'm going to go with that leap of faith that he is the class horse, he's the best horse, and he'll get the 1,600. So, again, I'm all in. I'm all in with Battle Force.
I sat and mulled over this race for a long time, and maybe I've wasted time because I've maybe called it wrong, Graham. Listening to Peter's case, listening to your case, Battle Force, yes, I mean, there's no reason why the plan can't be executed and the distance be fine. Nexus, I'm in your camp. He's certainly got a chance. He's got ability, this horse. He is a little off the boil. Stratham, you know, we're wonderful to have him at Hollywoodbets Greyville. The filly Bold Act is, I kept on going to her. You know, Richard Ferree, 53+1, so he's going to be light. You know, he's not going to be light if he didn't think the horse had a chance, and he knows Bold Act. Drawn 7 of the 8, that's not too much of a concern, but she's run some very, very good races. So I went with her eventually, but you and Peter Muscat are making me nervous because I'm not saying I don't like Battle Force. I'm just saying that I'm going to have to respect him a heck of a lot more than what I have. So, and I will, because the race is still plenty hours before the race
runs. But allow me to say this, and then you can have the final word. If Nexus doesn't start turning his form around and Battle Force doesn't stay, then the race looks to be a match between Bold Act and Willow Express.
Well, yeah.
So you're quite entitled to take a view that says, I really, you know, Nexus has just been out of sorts for such a long time, and I really don't believe that Battle Force is going to get the trip. Therefore, it's a match race between Willow Express and Bold Act. You could have that view. I'm going, as I said, with a leap of faith that Battle Force will comfortably, maybe not comfortably, maybe that's overstating it slightly, but get the trip. I'm not expecting a real hot run race in the small field of 8. But you're entitled, Warren, to like Bold Act and Willow Express even, because there are some doubts. There are boxes that have got to be ticked, yet to be ticked for Nexus and Battle Force.
Well, we're going to look at my Dlala selection just now, and the numbers that I've put up are 7 Bold Act, 4 Nexus, 5 Willow Express, and 6 Battle Force. So you know, I'm glad that you've spoken and you've given me the confidence, and so has Peter Muscat. And you're right, there are a couple of boxes that still need to be ticked, but I find it very tough. That's just me.
Well, it could turn out to be a tricky race if Battle Force doesn't rise to the occasion, doesn't cope with the distance. If he copes with the distance, he'll win it.
Correct.
That I'm very convinced about. But one other horse, before you give your Dlala selections, that does warrant some airtime is Chimes. Again, he's been out of sorts, but he ran second in this race last year behind Copper Mountain. I wonder what's happened with Copper Mountain. Copper Mountain was a facile winner of this race last year, beating Chimes. We know that on his day, and he's got a smattering of form, 4 runs back, 4th to El Nathana. That was a good run.
Yes.
So Chimes with the inside gate in 57 kilograms. He may not feature amongst my selections, but in analysing the race, you've got to give him some airtime. So if you're going wide, if you are going wide in this race, then my suggestion to viewers is don't exclude Chimes from your calculations.
And he's dropped from 120 to a 94. Okay, let's have a look at the Dlala selections. We told you at the top of the show that it was going to be an exciting show and an exciting race meeting because it's that difficult, it's competitive, and that's, as I said, if you can crack it right, you can get yourself some good cash. Here's my Dlala. You'll see those are the numbers: 7, 4, 5, 6. Bold Act, Nexus, Willow Express, Battle Force. In that order is how you're seeing it on the screen. But any one of those 4 win, I certainly wouldn't be shocked at all. Exactas boxed 4 and 7. Maybe for those that have got maybe a bit of a bigger budget than I have, you might want to box all 4 of those horses for the Exactas. But I've suggested for the lesser players, and like myself, Exacta box 4 and 7. But any one of those 4 could win as far as I'm concerned. But Graham's big in the camp of Battle Force. Should he stay, if he stays? And he could quite easily do just that and show them a clean pair of heels.
Hi, I'm Trevor, the CEO of the same foundation. The donation we received from Interbase helped us in procuring vital, life-saving medical equipment and PPE for Tygerberg and Groote Schuur hospitals in the Western Cape. This was while the Western Cape was the epicenter of the pandemic. If you would like to get in touch or assist us in these projects, you can get hold of us on our website, which is www.samefoundation.org.za, Facebook and Instagram or LinkedIn.